YouTube, it is time for the top 8 grand finale and top deck list of the Meta Weekly. By watching as long as you can, that greatly supports these events, even if you have us on in the background. We're going to start this off with White Forest Azamina against Malice. That's right. We all know Malice is not dead. A lot of people hoped that it would be gone. In fact, the OCG took a further step to try to eradicate the Malice virus, as they have not only banned Splash Mage, but also banned Red Ransom, in addition to all the other hits that the deck has endured. Now, while we're going to have to wait for that to happen to Master Duel, let's see how well a rogue deck versus a top-tier deck could do. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Marcel, HKR, I think the 12 months official 1 year, as the rogue deck does what rogue decks do. They play bricks. They have 2-card combos. So, you know, yep, that's just what happens. All right. Dormouse banishing from the deck. Wow, where's your 1-card wombo combo play? As we TB11 banish the Dormouse to try to summon from the deck as the Ash negates, but we could now trigger the Dormouse to reborn itself back and then wombo combo from there. Nothing's going to stop us. Woes the White Forest will summon a White Forest to then synchro with a monster control. We don't have a monster to synchro with. We're going to look at the hand and go, wow, I'm sorry, as we now finish this duel. Akimo, do it. All right. Can you imagine having to watch this live? Not ×2. You know the next 5 to 10 minutes already of exactly what's going to freaking happen. You know that he's going to destroy a Retaliating Seed to then search for a Maxi. And then Maxi's going to draw into a Nibiru to wipe away the fields. It's going to happen. Oh, he doesn't want to reveal that he plays Retaliating Seed. He wants to keep it a secret. Okay. White Forest grabbing our tails. In response, we get Droll and Lockbirded. We added a card that wants to add another card. Damn. Another thing that rogue decks like to do. Let's, in response to Lure of Darkness, Ash, negate, no draw 2, then banish for you. Mate, we still have a double Super Poly. Link Decode. Wizard, reborn back the March Hare, link all 3 into the White Binder here. White Binder is going to be banishing from either player's graveyard. Come forth, link decoder, come back. March Hare is going to add back to the hand here. As the White Binder sets a GWC up, let's go into the Access Code Talker. Access the codes, non-target, wipe away a back row card. Goodbye to Super Poly as we have another one. Binder, come back, draw a card as we now Super Poly it away. Fusing into our very own Garura, as we now have no other play except Ophilia Diabel for our follow-up. Can Hakimo finish this? Banishing away an already banished White Binder triggered effect as we use the backup searching for the Dormouse being sent to the grave. The banned in the TCG, banned in the OCG. First, Konami came for the Link 1s. Now Konami is banning all the Link 2s. They have Sprite Elf banned, Anaconda banned, Moon of the Closed Heaven banned, Splash Mage banned. When are we going to start banning Link 3s? Links were a mistake. Transcode, Talker it up. Reborn back. As we now make our Allied Code Talker Ignister. No more special summoning for the rest of the turn. Access the codes, banish away Splash Mage, take out Garura, randomly draw into something that could just get negated by the Allied Code Talker Ignister. Further wiping away the Sylvie, over 10,000 damage. Now, oh, it's not fair, he got Droll and Lockbirded. Yeah, well, try Drolling against Malice. They don't care, they'll still make full combo under that. Let's go. And then this doesn't help. If people are playing Retaliating Sea because of Draco Tail, and then you try to make an Azamina play, it's a hard counter. It counters your deck in ways more than Draco Tail. Imperm, negate, we are ready with the Retaliating Sea, mate. Zit, you could Retaliating Sea, against whatever you want. We're going to do it against the Kitu Draco Tail. Any card sent to the grave will now be banished. Now, even though the Kitu is banished, you could still use your trap to return it back to the deck to draw. Now, this is affecting us also. Banished, Saji, but still triggers when banished. Ash is going to negate, banished when negating. And with these cards getting banished, it ensures that the Arthalion cannot return them back to the hand. We can triple Tactics Talent, attempt to take control. Okay, what you fuse into, I will take control of. Your Gulamel is mine. Okay, and all of your cards got banished, so none of them are triggering. Wow. Retaliating Sea is pretty good. Give them back the Gulamel, 2 dead Habakiris, the cross is a brick. Oh my Jesus. We do get to search for Maxi. Maxi, don't mind if I do. To our hand we go. Arthalion on summon, add back from engrave. We finally trigger the Retal for our Maxi, but is it too late? Kitu for our normal summon. Come to us. Lucius, not enough for lethal. 7,600 damage. We are going in. What could we really draw into here? As we're now threatening lethal damage on this fusion summon. Off the top of the deck to save us. Come forth, Arthalion. Nope. 7 Tachyon ain't it. 8,800. Finish him. Damn. Send the twins for the X-Ryzeal. We do have a Fua loss. Come to us, Ice Ryzeal. Activate the cross. Let's Fua before the Xyz summon. Cross out designate says, ain't no way, mate, negate. We got lots of disruption. Let's just play this out. Detonate. Take out the Malulu, mate. Can still fuse the hand. Big fusion summons coming. Or we negate. No fusion summon, mate. It's okay. We still have Femina and the Rahu. This is why you're semi-limited. This is why. This is why. This is not okay. Why do I have pop, 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 pop? That's right, 4 pops and 3 materials because the Eclipse Wyvern. Force them to discard, wipe away the field. Why do we have all these other disruptions plus a monster negate with the Ryzeal Cross? We also had another pop with the Detonate. We had 8 disruptions, and then we get to use Ash Blossom on top of that? That's not fair. That's disgusting. Why do you get to further raise the power ceiling of already your immense amount of disruptions? What the hell? Force them to discard a card, and okay, illegal fusion. If I have to discard, I discard. Now it's an illegal fusion. Yep. Yep. Got him. 1-1. Lucius into Urgula. Let's Kitu. When are we going to whip out that Maxi? Right now. Come to me. All right, from here, we're now summoning Arthalion, triple monster fusion, add back 3 cards in grave. Trigger it all away. Do we have any chance at beating this? Let's see. Add back, add back, add back. Let's count up the disruptions here, and let's get ready. Now with, oh wow, late to the party, Fua loss. Thank you for joining us. We have negate a spell, return back a monster, banish from the grave. We could fuse into a disruption, and we don't have a Gulamel on the field, so that would be it, or whatever we summon. And then we have Malulu, which could negate a monster. We have Pan, which could destroy a monster. About 6 forms of disruption. 6 disruptions, 6 cards in hand. Cross out, can't stop anything, so that's dead. Fua loss is dead. The Star Ryzeal is a brick. Kusanagi, you know, you pretty much don't want to normal summon that over an ice, so you could say that's also a brick. I'd say our hand has 2 good cards, a 7 Tachyon and a Habakiri. Everything else sucks. Let's Fua. Saji is here. Come to me. And then, like, imagine if he had Ashe on top of this. You know, we do have Cross to stop the Ashe, but I mean, that feels so dirty. It's not cool. We had the perception of there being a chance here. We didn't surrender right away. Flame, negate, draw into another Malulu. Good, and not further increasing their disruptions here. 7 Tachyon. Here comes the X-Ray Zeal. Unfortunately, there's no good monster on the field to negate with an aggregate. X, come to the sword. No Droll, no Ashe. This is great. And now we're threatening. What are we threatening? A big threat. We're threatening one of the coolest cards, very well balanced, Exciton freaking Knight with the ability to wipe away the entire field. And this is why Kraken is panicking. I have to deal with one of those cards. And you see this? That means I have an additional normal summon to still go into the Exciton Knight after the Femina attempts to disrupt me here. Now, the Pan could get rid of one. When we summon another body, we could try using a Gulamel, so the Horn could return back the ice and the Gulamel could pop the other card. We have ways to stop them from making the Exciton Knight. It's all about the Exciton. Wait, we didn't send Pan. What? Double Malu? And cross out blocks the Gulamel? And you didn't send Pan to destroy? You all end on the Gulamel? You're gonna have to use a trap now. Sting. Get stinging. Sting him. Yup, Sting, chain Gulamel. You know, he still has that normal summon though. He still got the normal. Why was Pan not used? I'm confused. What the heck is going on? Kusanagi and X-Ray Zeal is an Exciton Knight. We're gonna summon, we're not even go next time, we're just gonna go into Detonate. Detonate a defense playing around the Horn, attach from the graveyard. Let's Mitsurugi Ritual. Come forth into the Murakumo, non-target, wipe away the entire opposing field. Wipe it. Habakiri, Chainlink Block and Murakumo from nothing as we're going to Ryzeal Detonate. Pop away the Hornmate. What is he trying to do here? He is trying to draw into a better hand trap. He is mad coping. No return back. As we now search for the prayers. Wipe away the opposing field here. Prayers tribute off the Murakumo. Magnum Hunt's going to banish away the Murakumo. Very well done on that play. Pop away the Rahu Dracotail. This entire turn wouldn't be possible if Kraken had a single Ashe, or if Impulse were a good card in his deck. So I'm very happy that we just interacted with the Dracotail only cards, able to make a viable turn 2 play. Let's attach from Engrave, Duo Drive, Detach, come to me, Node Raziel. And this is what I would say is good Yu-Gi-Oh! No early surrenders, no early blowout. He got to make his full uninterrupted turn 1. It was quickly made, didn't take too long. And we have a good back and forth where, honestly, no one knows who's going to win here. I think it's anyone's duel. Daredevil has to be immensely afraid of the follow-up plays. The follow-up will be coming. Normal special summon the nodes, send the Detonate, Reborn back the Ice Ryzeal into a triple material Raziel Detonate. We cannot end the duel right here, right now. The prayers was already activated this turn. The cross has the downside of you can't summon a second detonator while detonators are on the field, so you want to get rid of the first one with the node. And from here, we do have the ability to pop 3 times, negate a monster, wipe away the field of Murakumo, and force them to discard. 6 disruption to play through. Let's go. Key to Dracotail, giving us the ability to fuse on resolution because the opponent controls a monster. Love it. Pop of the detonator, add the Urgula, and we are fusing for a back row and a monster destruction, and we could return up to 2 cards in the field or either graveyard back. So what do we want to do here? We want the Urgula to be on the higher chain link to get rid of the cross, or at least force the cross to negate the Urgula with all the better effects on the lower chain link. Is this a mistake? Is Cross now going? I mean, here's the thing. Pan could just be stopped by Detonator detaching, so it really isn't that crazy of an effect. We're going to Rise here, Detonate, take away the Arthalion. Pop it. Pop a monster, which we could detach with the Detonate. There we go. That was the last material. Cross is going to negate the Urgula, which would non-target wipe away the Cross. And then the Arthalion cannot be negated from adding back the Magnum Hut and Lucius. Pan is triggering. How? Because you destroyed my monster with the Ryzeal Detonate. Was that a mistake? Did we forget that Pan triggers Engrave to reborn back a Malulu? Rahu is now going to fuse with the hand or deck. We used only the hand, as we're now going to trigger the Arthalion and the Malulu. We're going to non-target negate a monster in the field. Both monsters have no effects anyway. Nothing. We're completely spent. We're all in on the prayers. Prayers, Murakumo field wipe, and force them to discard. And the prayers will result in a 1-for-1 with Max Seed, likely, unless we save it for the next turn. At the very last moment, we're going to whip out the prayers. We're going to add back the Lucius, which we have not normal summoned somehow yet, as we add a Femina. Femina has not been used yet, not activatable in the battle phase. We are ready, if needed, to wipe. Do we wipe this or just take the damage? We just wait. They still have a main phase 2. They could further build upon if they want, and that's the best you could do. Let's do it. Tribute off the Habakiri. We are going to be we did not Murakumo. Where's the Murakumo? Am I confused? Was Murakumo not in the graveyard? I was scrolling, I couldn't find it until the duel ended. It's banished. How to get did Magnum Hut banish the Murakumo? What the heck? Why, Konami, can I look at the graveyard after a duel ends? Magnum Hut banished the Murakumo. Let's super speed on through this top 8 duel here. Pirellia. What? You're an anti-Ryzeal card. Huh? Lucius into the Valor negates. We're going to dodge that Valor mate. Do we save Bell for a trap, or do we Bell the Urgula, adding back the Femina? Let's find out. Recycle back the Ash to stop the Branded Fusion. Rahu into our Gulamel. Urgula is going to be, I'm moving something on my desk here. All right. Send from the deck, our Retribution. Retribution could add back the Branded Fusion if we want to, if we had one Engrave. And now we have Bell to negate the Flame. So this is where it's quite concerning for Miru. If you flame the Branded Fusion, they definitely have at least 3 Ash to stop the Flame. They probably also have Bell, maybe 1 to 2 Bell. Now, if you Ash the Branded Fusion, they could have a Finger, they could have a Cross-out Designate. What else can they have here, right? It's like 2 cards versus 5 cards. It would be safer to Ash Blossom, I'd say. This is it. Miru, he ashes. Negate the Branded Fusion mates. And scoop. That's it. We're done. All right. Back to you. What the heck? This is a branded Draco Tail, not just a branded tech in a Draco Tail. Femina loves dodging that Valor. Back to back, dodge the Valor with the Femina. What can we really do? That's the end. Finish him. All right. E2, 78, mate. Not enough for lethal. Are you freaking kidding me? All right. What could Moy even top deck into? Femina is super dead. The 3rd Valor is here. 1-0. Branded Fusion into the Sanctifier. We got a Floodgate, we got a Pop, we could fuse with the Albaz. Whatever we fuse into will be a disruption. We could Valor, we could Femina, we could Flame negate a spell, we could Sting the Graveyard, we could Horn, return a monster back. About 9 forms of disruption. Let's go. Normal to Quem, attempt to send from the deck. Nothing as the Valor negates. What are you talking about? I chained Femina, mate. Femina has to summon a dragon or spellcaster, dodging the Veiler to summon our own Secretarion. Now, your Sanctifier cannot activate. Let's Horn, return the Secretarion back. Let's chain Super Poly to fuse up to 2 bodies. Can't use the Sanctifier. Into a Mysterion. Mysterion will be interesting here. Now, how does this work? Albion summons Albaz, which will trigger the Mysterion to banish the Albaz. It counters it, right? And then it will banish the Sanctifier. That's if you don't really think about it. If you actually think about it, the Albaz will be the higher chain link since it'll be the non-turn player in response to the Mysterion, thus will be off the field and fusing away with the Mysterion, and it won't banish anything. So it's actually not that good here against the Albion Sanctifier. Key 2, Flame, negate. Return back, draw into another freaking Veiler. You will, mate. To battle we go, and we are not going to reborn the Albaz. This is a dragon summoning a dragon, so we target the dragon to banish it and all other dragons, including our own field. Okay. Let's do it. Key 2, Pan, Fuse, into our Thalion, non-target pop, a monster on the field. Gulamel Reborn, Femina. As we reborn, we're popping away the Mysterion before it could activate in response to the Gulamel. If we banish the Gulamel, it would have tried to banish everything. Actually, it banishes through its own card effects. Brixel is going to be reborning as it then returns itself back. Give me my Veiler back to my grave. Lethal damage because the Pan and Argula are too big. I feel like that's a small oversight. They should switch their attack and defense. 1-1. Albion, send. Let's see what we could do. Against the ability to negate a spell, return back a monster, destroy a back row, negate a monster with the Malulu, and fusion summon disruption. Rahu negated, and both of these Rahus are now freaking dead. This is why you really don't want to negate the activation of these cards, thus the additional cards will be activatable. Lucius into grabbing a Femina, Key 2, Draco, Tail. Add a card, then fuse on resolution. Chaining our own Femina. Now, this ensures whatever we summon into will either not be activatable thanks to the Secretarion, or the Malulu would negate it on the higher chain link. Add the Argula. Argula will at least pop a back row card. Gulamel's not going to be activatable, obviously. All under max freaking C. What the hell? Malulu is going to negate the Gulamel for when you finally take out my Secretarion, then it will just still be negated. Horn, instead of being destroyed by Argula, we're going to first return back the Arthalion to the extra to then draw a card. Making sure to also recycle our trap. Rahu for the follow-up. We'll take out the Rahu. Well, there's 2 Rahus and only one we can take out. Luki set up the flame. Sting, goodbye Rahu, as the flame will negate the other. Urgula, add back the Lucius, and then end our turn. Secretarion really got us messed up. Because the Secretarion is an attack position, we're going to be able to horn it back within the draw phase if needed. They have no way to stop the horn on the Secretarion. Was it a mistake to summon it in attack? Well, it only has a 1500 defense. Return back the Key 2. Into another Femina we go. Malulu is here. Fusing up with the Argula, which is going to non-target pop a back row card. We do have the pressure to chain link block the Gulamel before it pops an additional card. No block. So we lose both our back row. We're going to sting the graveyard to draw a card here. They max seed us. Can we draw into a max seed just to keep it fair? Maxi for maxi. Veiler. He always draws Veiler. Malu into the flame here. We have another goodbye to the flame in the back row. Key 2, Draco Tail. I mean, this is not... We have Valor, we have Femina. That's it. Come forth into our... I'm really interested in Miru's deck. There is a lot of branded in his deck list. Plays Triff. What else is in the extra deck? He's even plays Dragoon. I want to see him summon Dragoon. Femina in response to the Valor to dodge it onto the Arthalion. We have Femina further fusing it up here. Our own Arthalion will be activating the target cards on the field. Fusing up. No, you won't. This is so annoying in the mirror match. Continually summoning this stupid floodgate. You what, mate? Flood it up. Someone was saying that the Secretarion from Draco Tail is completely suppressing the new rocket support. They have no chance due to this continually being spammed out. And guess what deck they're trying to make top tier? Dark Magician. So this can't exist when the new Dark Magician comes out, or newly summoned spellcasters are not activatable. That's a big no bueno. This is maybe gonna get banned for Dark Magician. Or they're gonna slaughter Draco Tail before that even happens. Come to me, Maxi. Key to Draco Tail, Flame, Negate. The new Dark Magician's got plenty of effects. If you didn't watch our reaction to it, we're gonna have a video on why it's definitely a new top tier deck. Unfortunately, I mean, Blue Eyes has been top tier twice, right? And I think Dark Magician has never been top tier. So this will be the first time for Dark Magician, not freaking Kaiba for the third time, to finally be a top tier deck. Holy Chain Link. Chain Link 6. Go for the 7. 7! Moy added 6, 7. Let's go. Reborn draw for that. Set up the Flame, wipe away the Gulamel, set up the Key 2, wipe away the back row branded opening, now making the opposing fusion monsters indestructible by card effect. Further reborning back our own Arthalion and Gulamel as we add back the Femina. We're going to Urgula just to directly chain the Gulamel to it to attempt to wipe out the Arthalion, which we could banish the opening as we do to protect. From here, Lucius, Ad, and Urgula. Femina has not been activated yet, and we do not activate. Did we ran out of fusions? We do have Secretarion if we wanted to. Not enough for lethal. Gulamel pop, Flame Negate, Femina, Urgula pop a back row follow-up. We have Albaz, non-target fusing with the opposing field. Gulamel says no. Directly chain to our Femina just to allow the Gulamel to wipe away the Albaz. That's it. It's over for Miru, right? Urgula, pop a back row. They have Secretarion. Both are... The Rahu is bad. The Key 2, I guess, is a little bit better here. We're not able to add back anything, do we? Goodbye to the Key 2. Do we have an Urgula to add a card back to the hand? Gulamel reborn back. Gulamel dies to Secretarion, showing what he wanted to do. That's it. The more branded focus deck losing to Draco Tail. Damn. Speed this up. Lucius, Femina. We have Maxi ready as the Ash negates the Maxi. I am excited by the fact that we have branded in white, we have branded in red. We are a 60-card deck. This is not a boring Draco Tail versus Draco Tail mirror match. This is just the new way to play branded. Anaconda, send Branded Fusion, come forth into Sanctifier. Key 2, come to me, Femina. We have our own Maxi ready. Let's do it. We can fuse with Albaz into a Fusion Disruption, return a monster back, negate a spell with the Flame, fuse with the Femina, trigger the Pan, 6 Disruption plus Maxi. Monster, can you brute force their field? Lubellion is here in attack position. If they horn you, you can't summon Mirror Jade. And then what do you fuse into? Huh? Okay. Return back, draw. Rinbrum? Okay, Rinbrum's here. Rinbrum can negate the Sanctifier, then return it back. Femina. Now, Rinbrum's gonna get chain link blocked. Pan's just gonna destroy it. Arthalion can't get negated by it. Yep. You know, we got max seed. Whatever. Nothing mattered. We got max seed. That's it. Let's go. Starting off with the Sharon special summon, discard, and mill 3 max C again. Discard Nibiru, mill 3. Didn't even trigger the Hofness, probably because we're under max C. Quem is trying to make a minimal play because we're under max C. Gets Veilered. Okay, we're forced. At least we're going to Anaconda, which will give them a draw 2. Drew Veiler on the summon of Anaconda. Literally drew the out. What? Negate. Outplayed mate. Damn. Love Max C. Banish Quem, which the banishment really wanted to reborn. Thus, the banishment's now dead. The Anaconda died, the banishment died. Did Magnum Hut get drawn off of Maxi? Was that in the opening hand? It was in the opening, at least. All right, we can't blame Maxi for the Bestial. Amina's dead. Banishment's dead. We're dead. All right, let's go. Great. Add, I guess what we could have done is, in response to the Infusion Summoning, we reborn the Quem. Then with Quem on the field, they go through a fusing. And then whatever they do, it does not matter because we're going to be chaining the Quem. Quem's going to reborn the Albaz. That's, we would be, yeah, Albaz. Then Albaz can come out, right? Did we have an Albaz in Graveyard? I don't think we already had an Albaz in Grave, because it got negated by the freaking Veiler. That's what messed us up. All right, let's go. Chessie Cat. YOLO banish the MTP to draw 2. I don't think so. Negate. Now I will set MTP. Use it. Banish Chessie. Grab from the deck. March Hare. Chessie. Come back here. Banish the MTP. And then with these two, banned Splash Mage. You're not allowed to do this in the OCG nor TCG. Reborn back. There you go. Thus, banning the Splash Mage. You have already seen the effect of that, where we would have not had a play. Very interesting. Our hand trap resilience would further go down. Set up TB. Banish into the Dormouse. Reborn back. Randomly draw. Firewall Dragon, set and pass. Now, the March Hare will be able to banish the White Binder to then reborn back behind the Firewall, which will then enable it to return a monster back. We do not have any access to MTP, unfortunately. So, return back with Firewall, banish in the grave with the White Binder, negate with the Impulse. We also have Droll and Lockbird. Quadra Disrupt. Now, March Hare is going to give up on banishing from the graveyard here. Reborn back, randomly draw, as we're now going to be still banishing, sure. Dormouse come back out. Now, Dormouse is protecting the White Binder from a Pan. If Pan wanted to destroy, we also can't target the White Binder with the Arthalion. Untargetable and indestructible by card effects. We are forced to use the Firewall right now as the Arthalion is attempting to return it back. Return back March Hare. Interesting, as we're also going to Droll and Lockbird. Droll, no more adding for the rest of this turn. As you have the Rahu still usable under the Droll, obviously. Goodbye to the Firewall. Rahu fusing with the Femina and Pan. Pan can destroy the Dormouse, but not the White Binder. Trigger the Femina, pan. Well, now we can because the Goulamel takes out the Dormouse. Now the White Binder is destroyable by the pan. Wipe it. The March Hare already activated this turn. The March Hare would have helped block lethal damage. Whoops. All right. Game 2. I guess if we had a follow-up, the March Hare would have been good. Why do we return back? I guess we just thought we weren't going to get lethaled. Start this off with an Allure of Darkness off against Ash Blossom. Negate the Allure. With the follow-up, we do have Femina or Bell. Did Firewall return something back? It's not pointing to anything, but we could make it point to something. I forget if we triggered it or used its effect. We do have an Omni Negate with the Ignister. We have some untargetable protection. We have double non-target banish. We can banish the Grave of Druid Swarm. We also have Ash. Negate the Rahu. Lucius on summon. Negate and banished. Now, before it gets banished, we're going to Femina attempt to fuse. MTP is going to invalidate the Femina fusion. That's it. Guaranteed illegal fusion. Only one card in hand. Fusing to nothing. Great. Great. May finish this. Yes. Malice. Thanks to Splash Mage. Maybe if Splash Mage were banned, Draco Tail could have won this. And it is working. Max in response to Malou. DPE is the Dragging Phoenix Enforcer. Malou set up the flame. Sting is here. Add back the Femina. Are we going to be able to break this field? Malou could fuse. Femina could fuse. That could be a Ghoulmel and Arthalion. We could return a monster back. Normal summon Dormouse here. Too slow. Get out of here. Couldn't change EWC. There was nothing banished or engraved to reborn. Allure of Darkness getting negated by the flame, where otherwise nothing is flammable in the regular combo of Malice. Magnum Hut dead. Wizard dead. GWC dead. Impulse dead. Dormouse returned back to the hand. You're done. It's over for Malice. Wow. That was quite unfortunate. We need the GWC to be an MTP or TB11. That is where we got screwed. Big time. Dormouse would have been banished. Could have then brought it back. Could have then activated afterward. Finish him. There was complaints about Snake Eye 24/7. Feedback is good. Numbers are great. Feedback and numbers are ideal. Draco Tail versus Draco Tail. What the? No way. Ain't no way. Grand finale. Let's go. Now, please tell me Draco Tail's not going to be the best if a new pack were to come out. If the new pack comes out with Yummy, Herald of Arclight is going to farm you. It's going to floodgate you. Any Draco Tail sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard is banished instead. Built-in Retaliating Sea for where it counts. That's going to be dirty. And they might have a Sprite Elf pointing to it. Sprite Elf is banned in the OCG and TCG. So if we could cook up some nonsense where this is also untargetable, that could be something. Let's Femina fuse it up into Arthalion. Our turn 0 play is here. In response to your fully built field at the end of the main phase, we're going to Malulu, non-target negate, which not really that big of a deal. Now, Moy we're in a situation where the Moi, in response to your Femina, so what I'm really seeing in the mirror matches for Draco Tail, it's a nice little extra detail. The good Draco Tail players, if they can afford to do so, they're not using Femina. They're holding it. They're waiting. If they wait for the opponent to Femina, then the later player who uses Femina, they win. And that's going to be Moi. If we could wipe away their back row within our own main phase, we still have our play, let's do it. He did not need to. He's just going to make the play during the opponent's turn. Because if possible, you want to try to make something like a star source to wipe away their back row. It does require a light or dark plus a dragon, and then it's only per light and dark used for the fusion summon. Max C. Right away. Can we play under the C? We may as well. We got to brute force this field under that C. Flame's going to negate the effect of the Rahu Draco Tail. Can still follow up with a branded fusion. We're ready. They have no way to stop it. Did not draw into an Ash. No nonsense here. Key to Draco Tail add from the deck. Pan and Urgula is going to eat up the field. Pop a back row. Pop a monster. We now have our own Urgula to pop your own back row. We're going to get popping like crazy. Gulamel's attempt to be returned back. Now, the opposing player's Gulamel is forever negated. The Malulu on the previous turn, perma-negate. Sting, mate. Stop chain link blocking me. Thank you. Finally, we can activate our Gulamel to pop. Wipe away the Arthalion. Banish away the 2 cards. Turn back, draw into a dead Fool loss. Banish from Engrave. Return back, draw into your own. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Didn't draw into an Ash Blossom. You don't need it. Man up. The field you built is what you have to deal with. You're not allowed to draw into extra random disruption. This is it. And it wasn't good enough. Or we don't know yet because we still have not used the Femina. But we had Branded Fusion, which is cheating. We should not have this. Absolutely dirty. And we're holding Branded Fusion? We're just holding it. Hold? I'm waiting for him to Femina. Okay. 4 material. Return 4 cards on the field and or grave back. What is everything we targeted? The opposing Arthalion, our own Maxi to return back to our hand, our Lucius and Femina. We are also triggering Chain Link 5. 5 chains in addition to returning 4 cards back to the hand. And then we Branded Fusion? Did Kraken really attempt to end the turn? Well, I mean, we are under Max C, so it's not like we really want to Branded Fusion under the Max C. But I think we will Branded Fusion before ending. Now we will. Right? You're not going to let little old Max C stop you. Nope. This is it. Albion branded. Not even going into the Sanctifier. We're going to give him a double draw for the Max C. Frixel's going to be triggering a further set from the deck as the Albion gives the second draw as we fuse into the Star Source Dragon. That's what I'm talking about. Star Source is the way to wipe away their follow-up play. Now, Moi, what do you got here? Lucius on summon, chaining Gulamel directly to the Lucius to wipe away the flame. Come to us, Pan. Key to add Urgula, fuse with our hand or field, Secretarion. We're going to trigger the Pan to non-target wipe away a monster on the field. Famian is dead, by the way. Well, you know, unless we could fuse these two into something that's not a Draco Tail. Draco Tail requires a card in hand. No card in hand to fuse with. So our options to fuse are nothing. No good. Dead, 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 dead. Completely dead. 3 dragons, 3 dead. Finish him. 28, 3K mate. Not enough for lethal damage. Urgula, add back the Lucius. Now, We don't have outs to the Kitu, nor the Rahu. No Flame. No Ash. Now, this Brand Infusion should be dead, right? Where's the Albaz? Albaz... Is Albaz on the deck? Albaz is banished. No one's playing more than one Albaz. That's dead. Right? Rahu Draco Tail fusing with the Fulos plus a Malulu into Arthalion. Arthalion is going to be triggering a targeted card in the field or in either player's graveyard, or it won't because the Secretarion stops it from activating. Gulamel, take out the back row Kitu. No add, then fuse. We'll set up another Kitu. As Gulamel reborns, we're going to negate the Secretarion as we battle over the... We negate the Sanctifier, that is, to then battle over the Secretarion. And now we Kitu. Bayamina in response. We don't have a Malulu to negate whatever you were to summon off the Kitu. Another Secretarion. This is so... At least this card should be limited to one. At least. Come on. Is this new? Did this just come out? It's like an older card that became good, or is this brand freaking new? Is it allowed to get hit by the ban list? Dark Magician's coming, and this is not allowed to exist. It can't get hit. Mysterion's the old one that just became good. Ain't no freaking way. What the actual hail? All right. Finish this duel. Lucius add Femina. Straight to battle we go. 13,000 plus damage. Femina continually dead. You need another monster in hand to summon a Draco Tail. Game 2. Came out with wave 2. No disruption, no hand traps, no Femina, nothing from Moy. Full power crack and turn 1 play. Let's do it. Now, Malulu locks us out from Anaconda. That's it. You got to consider that if you want to make an Anaconda play. Add it back, Rahu. Further go into the Gulamel. As we now set up the Sting. Interesting that you can't apply a lingering effect that's already happening. So the lingering effect of Malulu disallowing you from using the extra deck except for Draco Tail is not in addition to Rahu further restricting you. The Rahu just does not restrict you. Not sure if there's any scenario or maybe in the future where that could maybe matter. Horn on the attack. We are not going to return back your Lucius. We're going to pop it as we return back our own Arthalion, further fueling our extra deck and giving us a draw. Now we could use Malulu with the Femina on the higher chain link in response to fusion summoning. I will. Malulu, well, we have the one on field that also could have just done that. Use it up. Do not summon something that is worth negating. So you just summon a Gulamel. Sure, we're okay with that getting negated. Frixel, Lucius, Arthalion, return back our own Frixel to our hand as we're going to be negating the Gulamel. If they were to summon an Arthalion, it would just be negated by Malulu, so you do not want to be summoning that. Flame into the back row, Horn, eat up. Let's Rahu Draco Tail, Flame, negate, give us a draw mate. Max C, go spell, oh my Jesus. Faye, Mina, fuse it. And Jaina Maxi. This is definitely over. Secretarion. Step 1, amass more resources than your opponent. Step 2, with more resources than your opponent, continually summon Secretarion until they submit. That's how we do it. It's always the winning player, high on resources, continually spam floodgating. Wipe away the Kitu. Typhon. Plan L is here. Non-target, get that floodgate out. Magnum Hut, which in the end phase could add the new Blue Eyes White Dragon, which if it weren't for the Typhon, would summon on being added and then wipe away all opposing monsters. We have Draco Tail Horn, attempting to return back the Gulamel. Bell is going to negate. Still have Flame, which could draw into something, hopefully. Sting is going to be banishing in the graveyard, return back our Horn, draw into a Femina. That was a really good draw, but it's still dead. We need the Flame to draw into a Draco Tail. Or now anything. Any monster. Needs to be a monster. Nope. Got popped by the Urgula. Gulamel, taking out the Typhon. And let's wrap up this duel. Arthalion, recycle back Max freaking C and Frixel. Say goodbye to the Gulamel. Oh, open field, finish this. Typhon win rates continues to plummet. Game 3. Begin. A ban on Tiki Boo. Rahu, Ulas in response. Draco Tail plays incredibly well against Fualos. We could simply end on this, but I don't think we should. We should Branded Fusion. We should get the third trap, a Sanctifier on the field, and we'll have the Branded Albaz in the graveyard ready to fuse. It is definitely worth it for just one more draw. We didn't trigger a Frixel here, right? So this is it. Branded Fusion. Perfect. Very much worth it. Fualos did not ruin the duel. It just gave Kraken a chance. This so far is a good thing. Femina at the end of the main phase. Use it up as we're going to use the Urgula to pop away one of those 3 traps. Do we go for the Flame? Flame will stop the Branded Fusion or the Rahu. This is it. Set up Key 2. And we choose to pop the Flame. Flame be gone. Branded Fusion will be resolving. Add back, add back. We now have a real duel. In this real duel, we have Sanctifier being able to reborn back the Albaz to fuse and fuse into a disruption. We have the Sting to banish cards in the grave. We have Horn to return back an attack position monster. We have Maxi, which is going to ruin the duel. And then Femina will be fusing. 5 disruption plus the game ender. We have no way to stop that Max freaking C. Horn, what did we do? We're baiting. It's a bait, right? We baited the Horn because you don't want it to be usable on something else. Why was this summoned in attack position? Why? No, I'm gonna Horn it. We'll draw a card. No, you won't. Okay. Turn back. And we randomly have an Ash Blossom and the Maxi. Now we can freaking negate the Branded Fusion. We specifically took out the Flame to ensure that Branded Fusion goes through. Now we think we're in the clear as the Ash Blossom, in addition to the Max freaking C, slashes away all of our hopes and dreams. Disgusting. Both cards that were on the OCG ban list. Come forth, Arthalion. I mean, what do? We have to push under Max C. It's my biggest problem with Max C is in most cases than not, there isn't really a smart way to play around it. Sometimes there is, but in most cases, there aren't. You could argue there's many smart ways to play around Droll. Before they trigger Droll, you made sure to search for a good card or made other plays. There's a lot of smart ways to play around a Fualos. I've even seen with Blue Eyes, making sure their Blue Eyes in the graveyard before it reborns with the Roar instead of summoning from the deck. Where we've seen like a Barrel send the normal monster to make that play. But Maxi, it's mostly trash. It does not raise the skill ceiling at all. It's not, with the existence of Maxis, better players don't thrive. It's just random trash. Add back the Femina. Could argue the same for Droll, but it's more so a lot worse with Maxime. Come forth, Cortesia. Cortesia only activatable within the main phase. As we now horn it up, return back the Arthalion because it went to the extra deck. We get to draw a card, returning back from Engrave. Secretarion is now going to be reborning. Sting is going to banish. Now, what's disgusting about Secretarion is it doesn't care about the other monster. It's still going to reborn. And you don't even designate what monster you wanted to reborn. So you would think, banish the monster they want to reborn. They don't tell me until they reborn. They just target 2 and then reborn one of them on resolution. That had to be on purpose. To make it even less interactable. Now we got 2 freaking floodgates on the field. Reborn back the Arthalion. Always gonna win this? Well, at 200 life points, we did have Max C. Rahu, not using the Ash Blossom. Use the Fua and the Frixel. Arthalion, we are in main phase 2. We're not going for a lethal play here. Now, our own Femina has not been used yet. The problem is, they have double Secretarion. Whatever we summon into, what's it gonna do? Can't activate a Dragon or Spellcaster, and Femina can only summon a Dragon or Spellcaster. It's all up to the Rahu. And Rahu doesn't just get negated by Flame, it also gets negated by Ash. Can the Albaz fuse into a relevant play? There it is. We have 3 cards that we want to normal summon. Double Lucius and the Albaz. Albaz will take up the summon. This is it. Discard Lucius, successfully fusing into a Sanctifier Dragon. Frixel trigger. Set up a key 2 for the follow-up. Sanctifier, reborn back, 2 cards. Your Albaz cannot fuse with mine. I could at least fuse with the Secretarion I gave you. And Secretarion's not floodgating. It has to be fusion summoned. Femina in response, using the Secretarion and Lucius to go into a Mysterion. I'll fuse with that instead. Going in for the attack. Sting on the attack. We did not fuse the Mysterion. Lethal damage here. By returning back a banished card, we gained 100 attack. We lose 100 for each of your banished cards. So by returning one back, we survive at 100 life. What the heck just happened? And the Mysterion cannot be used as fusion material, which I was a bit confused on why we didn't fuse with it, and that is why. Both cards cannot be fused with, holding on by a thread at 100 life. Damn. Femina fusing within the main phase 2. Arthalion is here. Arthalion is going to return back the Ash Blossom to negate the Horn. Urgula is going to destroy a back row card, which could just be the Horn. We almost had this. We almost won. We can't even activate our own Mysterion or Sanctifier. Because he didn't have 1 floodgate, he had 2. Both of his freaking floodgates. What the heck? Return back Mysterion. Draw a card. Reborn back whatever we want. We're this close. Moy returning back a banished card, ensuring that our Secretarion gained just 100 more attack. Allowed us to survive the duel, to press our advantage. And just like that, lethal damage. Very well done. In response to the Albaz, summoning an unfeasible monster, going in for that lethal damage. What was the trap that allowed us to return back to dodge lethal? It was on the attack, right? 100, declared Sting. We stung the graveyard, and Sting was only able to return a card back if you were to not Ash or Bell this. If we had Ash or Bell, we would have won. Asher, Bell on Sting, even with more card advantage as we attempted to swing for game. Nuts. Top Ds. Draco Tail, top tier, of course. Let's check this out. Azamina, Army of Me. Evenly. 40 cards. We have Lilith, Lady of Lament in your Azamina deck. Wait. Are you forgetting the White Forest girl? Where is she? I thought the Azamina deck's supposed to play her. That's interesting. Not everyone actually plays her. 29% do not play Diabelle's the White Witch? Wow. Okay. Good job, Army of Me. And then Azamina White Forest, Yuri, Evna, 40 cards. Looking good. We have Little Knight down there. Otherwise, here's the main D. And then we have Chimera, CM. There is the extra deck, and then here is the main. We got the Norlius, I guess, about to reborn the Norlius. Interesting. Okay. What else we got? Mitsurugi, Umbra Nox, Pure Mitz, the Maximus, Runic, Sky Striker. Good job, Iron. And Malice, Hakimo. Hakimo clapped it up, got to the top 4. Raziel Mitsurugi, Daredevil. Good. Ben Baller. All right. And then Branded. Miru with the Branded. Dragoon in Branded. A lot of people on Red Reboot. And then we got Miru. Oh, not Miru. Monster MNS. Oh my Jesus, that's a chunky deck. Good job. Wow. All right. And then we have the Draco Tail decks. Let's see from here. Draco Tail. Everyone on Branded except GOT Makey. And then we have Sir Constanza. Anything out of the ordinary here? Nothing too crazy. Okay, good job on Magistus with Makey. Giovanni on Dragon Maid. Let me switch my camera for this. All right. Well done. Sync. Sync got to the top 8 and then couldn't play his top 8 duel out. What the hell? Second place. And then your winner, Moy. Good job, Moy. All right, let's see what tier list looks like. Not much has changed, of course. All right. Yup, Draco Tail's the best. I think there was some momentary cope that Malice had a good matchup, and then they just overcame it. Okay. So good job. That's the Meta Weekly. Next tournament should be under a new ban list. Let's go.